In a world hungry for quick answers and instant solutions, what could a 13th century thinker, a giant of philosophy and theology known as Saint Thomas Aquinas, teach us about wealth and prosperity? And what if I told you that his powerful divine logic is not just an abstract concept, but a truly infallible method to materialize an abundance that transcends the merely material? It may sound audacious, perhaps even paradoxical. We associate Thomas Aquinas with complex debates about the existence of God, the nature of the soul, virtues, but we rarely connect him directly with the art of materializing wealth. However, prepare yourself, because we are about to unveil how the architecture of Aquinas' thought, his rigorous scholastic method, and his profound understanding of divine order contain secret keys to unlock a life not only of meaning but of full realization, including financial. Today, we will not repeat cliches about superficial positive thinking. We will delve into the depths of reason illuminated by faith, guided by the angelic doctor. We will discover how God's logic, when understood and applied, can become a true wealth factory in your existence, building a solid, ethical, and lasting prosperity. Because mental chaos, lack of clarity, and the absence of an ordered purpose are the true thieves of your abundance. Thomas Aquinas, with his brilliant mind, offers us the antidote, a path of lucidity, virtue, and alignment with truth which, consequently, attracts goodness, order, and yes, the prosperity that God intended for his children. If you are tired of seeking answers in empty formulas and yearn for a wisdom that nourishes both your soul and your capacity to prosper, this is your moment. God's logic is about to be revealed as never before. Stay with me. To decode Thomas Aquinas' infallible method for materializing wealth, we must first understand the foundation of all his thought, divine order. This is our first pillar. Divine order, the map of prosperous reality. For Thomas Aquinas, the universe is not a chaotic accident. It is a primordially ordered creation, governed by a supreme intelligence, God's logic or divine reason. Everything, from the movement of the stars to the smallest being, reflects this order, this intelligent purpose. It may seem like distant philosophy, but think about this. How can you build something solid, be it a business, a career, stable finances, on a foundation of internal or external chaos and disorder? It's impossible. Lasting prosperity, in any area, requires alignment with principles of order, truth, and justice. Aquinas teaches us that God is supreme truth and supreme good. Therefore, living in harmony with his logic, with his order, is a natural path to human flourishing, to beatitude, full happiness, which includes, yes, the material well-being necessary for a dignified and virtuous life. What does this mean for your pursuit of wealth? Recognize that there is a greater plan. Your financial life is not a game of luck or chance. It can and should be part of a larger plan, ordered by divine principles. Understanding this brings peace and direction. Seek truth in your finances. Honesty, integrity, transparency in your commercial and financial dealings are not ethical optionals. They are reflections of divine truth that attract blessings. Lies, fraud, and unbridled greed generate disorder and, in the long run, ruin. Prosperity as a consequence of order. Just as a well-kept and ordered garden produces abundant fruit, a financial and personal life lived in order, with clarity of purpose and adherence to just principles, naturally tends towards prosperity. God's logic is not an impenetrable mystery. It is revealed in natural law, that which God inscribed in our hearts, and which we can discover by reason, and in divine law, revealed in the scriptures. When your financial decisions, your work habits, your investments, and your way of using resources are in tune with this order, you stop fighting against the current and begin to flow with the river of divine providence. Thomas Aquinas invites us to see the world and our lives not as a series of random events, but as an intelligently designed cosmos. And the key to materializing wealth begins by understanding and respecting the rules of that divine design. Once we understand the existence of divine order, the next step is to activate our most powerful tool to align ourselves with it: reason illuminated by faith. This is our second pillar. Reason aligned with faith, your mind ASACO creative instrument. For Thomas Aquinas, there is no contradiction between faith and reason. They are like two wings that lift us to the contemplation of truth. Faith gives us access to truths that transcend the capacity of pure reason, but reason helps us understand the world created by God, organize our thoughts, and act wisely. Many people, in the pursuit of prosperity, either fall into the extreme of rationalistic materialism, trusting only in their own strengths and strategies, or into the extreme of passive faith, expecting everything to fall from the sky without intellectual or practical effort. Thomas Aquinas offers us the path of balance, an intelligent faith, a sanctified reason. What does this mean for the materialization of wealth? Think with clarity and logic. Aquinas was a master of logic. He teaches us the importance of clearly defining our objectives, including financial ones, analyzing situations accurately, foreseeing consequences, and making decisions based on solid premises, not on impulsive emotions or irrational fears. A confused mind does not attract prosperity. Let faith illuminate your reason. Faith gives us a conviction that we are capable, that God is with us, that abundance is possible. This faith does not replace rational planning, but enhances it, giving it courage, perseverance, and a broader vision. It is faith that makes you see opportunities where pure reason would only see obstacles. Cultivate your mind like a garden. Your thoughts, beliefs, and mental habits, your practical reason, shape your reality. If you cultivate thoughts of scarcity, doubt, and limitation, your financial reality will reflect that. But if, with the help of grace and discipline, you cultivate a mindset of abundance, possibility, gratitude, aligned with the truth of God's generosity, your mind becomes a powerful magnet for prosperity. Thomas Aquinas immensely valued the human intellect as a divine gift, using your intelligence to plan your finances, to learn about investments ethically, to innovate in your work, to manage your resources wisely is not worldly. It is an act of good stewardship, a responsible use of the talents God has given you. The scholastic method, in its essence, is a rigorous training of the mind to seek truth through logic, argumentation, and conceptual clarity. Applying this rigor to your financial planning, your career, your projects can radically transform your results. Stop acting on impulse. Start thinking and planning with the clarity of a doctor of the church. Reason, when united with faith and divine providence, becomes a powerful co-creative force, capable of transforming ideas into reality, dreams into substance. Having understood divine order and the power of reason aligned with faith, how can we translate this into a practical method for daily life? A method that leads to true wealth? This is where the legacy of scholastic thought and virtues comes in. Our third pillar, scholastic method applied. Virtues and clear thinking as the path to true wealth. The scholastic method, popularized by thinkers like Thomas Aquinas, is characterized by logical precision, detailed analysis, careful distinction of concepts, and a systematic search for truth, but was not limited to academic debate. Its principles could be applied to the art of living well, which includes prosperity. In addition to intellectual rigor, Aquinas emphasized the fundamental importance of virtues. For him, a virtuous life is an ordered life, and ordered life is fertile ground for true prosperity, one that is not only material but integral, spiritual, intellectual, emotional, and physical. How to apply the scholastic method and virtues to materialize wealth. Define your quid estate. What is this? Scholastic for masters at defining terms. Apply this to your finances. What is wealth to you? Is it just money? Or does it include peace of mind, time, health, purpose? Define your financial goals with crystal clarity. Without clarity, there is no direction. Practice the cardinal virtues in your financial life. Prudence. Decide correctly. Plan. Save. Invest wisely. Avoid unnecessary debt. Don't spend impulsively. Prudence is the mother of sustainable prosperity. Justice. ACT with righteousness. Be fair in all your transactions. Pay what you owe. Claim what is rightfully yours. Be honest in your business. Justice builds trust, and trust is a most valuable asset. Fortitude. Courage, take calculated risks and persevere. Have the courage to persevere through difficulties, to defend your ethical principles, even if it means a smaller short-term gain. Temperance, moderation, avoid excesses. Unbridled consumerism, excessive greed, empty ostentation. Temperance teaches you to live well with what is necessary and to use the superfluous wisely and generously. Cultivate mental and action discipline. Your scholastic training, scholastic life demanded discipline. Do the same. Build wealth with healthy financial habits, consistency, continuous learning, and the ability to delay immediate gratification for greater goals. Aquinas' infallible method is not a magic formula, but a path of personal transformation through the development of reason and virtue. When your mind is clear and your actions are virtuous, you naturally move away from behaviors that generate poverty, impulsivity, dishonesty, laziness, fear, and move towards those that build solid and meaningful wealth. True wealth, in the Thomistic view, is more than numbers in a bank account. It is a well-ordered life, at peace with God and men, where material goods serve noble purposes. Finally, after establishing divine order, the power of reason aligned with faith, and the path of virtues, how does all this culminate in the materialization of wealth? Our fourth and final pillar, the materialization of abundance, when God's logic manifests in your life. For Thomas Aquinas, God not only created the world with perfect logic, but he also actively sustains his creation and desires the good of his creatures. Divine providence is not an abstract idea. It is God's continuous action in history, guiding all things to his perfect ends. When you Through faith, reason, and virtue, align yourself with divine order. You become a more fitting channel for that providence to act in your life, manifesting the abundance He planned. How does God's logic materialize as wealth? Attract opportunities aligned with your purpose. When your mind is clear and your heart seeks to live according to God's will, which includes using your talents and serving others, you begin to perceive and attract opportunities that resonate with your purpose. These are not coincidences. They are providence opening doors. Channel resources for divine purposes. God lacks no resources. When your financial goals are tied to greater purposes, supporting your family with dignity, creating an ethical business that serves the community, supporting charitable works, investing in evangelization, divine logic finds ways for necessary resources to reach you. Live prosperity with peace and contentment. Wealth materialized through God's logic does not bring with the anxiety, greed, or emptiness that often accompany fortunes built on fragile foundations. It comes with inner peace, gratitude, and a sense of contentment because you know your prosperity is a divine blessing, the fruit of an ordered and virtuous life. Multiply through good stewardship. When you manage the resources God entrusts to you with wisdom, prudence, and generosity, Thomistic virtues, you demonstrate good stewardship, and the divine law of sowing and reaping comes into play. Whoever is faithful in a little will be entrusted with much. Your ability to materialize more wealth increases as your faithfulness and wisdom in administration also increase. Thomas Aquinas' infallible scholastic method, therefore, is not about manipulating cosmic laws or visualizing blank checks. It is about a profound transformation of being, of mind, heart, and actions, so that you become the type of person who, by living in harmony with divine logic, naturally experiences and manifests the fullness of life, including material prosperity as a gift and an instrument. The wealth factory that God's logic can become in your life is, in truth, your own transformed, ordered, virtuous, and radiantly aligned life with the Creator of all abundance. The wisdom of Saint Thomas Aquinas, though formulated centuries ago, resonates with impressive timeliness. His divine logic is an invitation to a life of clarity, purpose, and yes, of prosperity that honors God and enriches the soul. Today, you discovered 4 powerful pillars. Now, transform this knowledge into concrete action, your Thomistic action plan for wealth. Declare your intention now. Go to comments and affirm your commitment. Write, Thomas Aquinas, your divine logic opens my paths to wealth. This is your first step to align mind and spirit with this power. Spread this light. If this content illuminated your understanding, like the video, then share IT with at least one person who also seeks prosperity with purpose and wisdom. Be an agent of transformation. Apply a principle today. Do this. Clarity now. Take paper and pen or open a document and define one financial goal with the utmost clarity possible, as a scholastic would. What is well for you right now? Or practice a virtue. Choose one of the cardinal virtues, prudence, justice, fortitude, temperance, and consciously decide to apply it in one financial decision you'll make today or tomorrow. For example, today, I will practice prudence by analyzing my expenses before any non-essential purchase. God's logic is perfect. As you strive to live in harmony with it, the fruits, including material ones, will inevitably appear. May the clarity and wisdom of Saint Thomas Aquinas illuminate every step of your journey towards the abundance God dreamed for you. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and activate the bell to continue receiving messages that transform the mind and enrich life. Until next time,